This week we are going to Italy, specifically Milan, to talk about a fine jewelry brand like no other, Bea Bongiasca. Bea Bongiasca is the eponymous brand of an Italian young designer that graduated in London in jewelry design and then went back to Milan to found her brand in 2013. The pieces are bold, the shapes are unusual, and what is interesting for me is the concept behind it. The concept is about evolution on fine jewelry, because the designer doesn't think of her pieces like an investment, as you usually think when you buy a piece of fine jewelry, but it's more about owning a unique piece of design that is going to take your accessory game up a notch. So if you want to know a little bit more about the brand, the history, and that collection, just keep on watching. Bea Bongiasca was born in Milan in 1990 and is an Italian jewelry designer. In 2013, she graduated with honors in jewelry design BA at Central St. Martin's School in London, and in the same year she went back to Milan and founded her own brand and studio. She presented her first collection, called No Rice, No Life, at 10 Corso Como during Milan Fashion Week in September 2014, and by the end of that year, she already had a solo show with a contemporary jewelry gallery in the design section of Art Basel in Miami Beach. The same gallery also exhibited her work a year later, by June 2015, during My Art and Designer Basel. In July 2015, she presented the Endless capsule collection in collaboration with Toilet Paper magazine. Then in November of the same year, she won the first ever jewelry prize Believing in the Future in collaboration with L'Uomo Vogue, Borsa Italiana and Maserati. The prize aimed to promote Italy's most promising upcoming creative talents. And in January 2017, Bea was listed in the Arts and Dorm Room Founders categories in Forbes in the 30 under 30 Europe class of 2017. In 2019, Bea opened her flagship store at 25 Via Solferino in Milan. The space perfectly represents the brand key attributes, a colorful pop kawaii style, and by the end of 2020, Bea was selected by De Beers as one of the 10 of the most distinctive jewelry designers working today to re-envision the engagement ring through a capsule collection handcrafted with natural diamonds ethically and sustainably sourced from Botswana. The shapes of Bea's jewelry are innovative and a little bizarre for fine jewelry, but that comes from her way of approaching traditional jewelry and having a non-traditional take on it, which does not compromise on quality but remains accessible to people of her own age. Clearly her target is millennial, and her design and look over traditional jewelry is particularly influenced by kawaii and Asiatic inspirations. As an accessory geek, I love everything about accessories, probably way more than clothes. I can say that I'm not a huge fan of classic cuts and shapes, so Bea's jewelry for me is a breath of fresh air because it makes fine jewelry accessible to the people that are not a huge fan of like chunky gold or just even minimal design, but just in the classic shapes and cuts of diamonds, of precious or semi-precious stones. And I think the quirky and almost kawaii Japanese vibe of the jewelry is what makes it unique, because it's mixed with a classic feeling of having a diamond on your finger, but with a very particular and quirky hardware to support it. Aside from the editorial world that obviously loves the brand, a lot of celebrities recently have been seen wearing Bea's pieces, like Tessa Thompson, Gabrielle Union, and Dua Lipa, that is a very enthusiastic fan of the brand. I am usually very fascinated by independent brands that manage to go global with just their own work and forces to represent them, and that let the products speak for themselves. So I am particularly happy about Bea's going globally because, as you probably know, I am Italian, so I have kind of a connection because of my roots with the brand. But I'm particularly happy that she managed to go globally, and at the moment you can find their stockist online on that website, beabongiasca.com. But I am particularly happy to say that she is basically globally represented, and you can find her in Europe, in the UK, Russia, Switzerland, Germany, and obviously Italy, where also the physical brick and mortar flagship is. but also you can find them in Asia, in China, in Bahrain, in USA, Canada, South America, and online in some very high-end and particularly famous e-commerces like Shopbop, Net-a-Porter, and many more. So yeah, it's always cool seeing small one, especially women's founded brand, having the chance of going globally and put that work on showcase for everybody to see. Hi guys, thank you so much for tuning in again, and I hope to see you all next week with a new brand to discover. And again, if you want me to talk about a specific brand, or if you know any hidden gem that we will probably don't know about, or even if you are a young designer or a young brand and you want to have a chat with me on the F Spot, just get in touch and we'll see what we can do. See you soon, everybody. Bye.